Welcome to episode 3 of the RSL Racing Podcast. Emphasis on the RSL Racing part, not just RSL Podcast, because, we aren't the only ones using the RSL name. So, define it easily, RSL Racing Podcast instead of RSL Podcast.
Who else using the RSL name?
There's a lake, Real Salt Lake, or something like that. And there's an RSL podcast called the Real Something Pod. I think Real Salt Lake Podcast or something like that. And which is getting pretty popular. So when you search RSL podcast, that's what pops up. The RSL show and everything.
Can we sue them?
No. Well, what?
I feel like it's cultural appropriation.
A cultural appropriation for an acronym that is not in uniform within the country. We will say RSL, like RSH or RSL, RSHL.
I'm kind of reaching with that one.
Yeah, you read that.
Yeah, welcome back. Episode 3. We just spent 25 minutes setting up for a 30-minute podcast.
Well,
I don't know why that's necessary, but it's his department.
It's necessary because I've learned from my previous mistakes, and we said this again in the last episode, so we're kind of again repeating ourselves. But
yeah, shut up. Carry on. No, go ahead. I'm not being rude. That would be uncouth of me.
Right. Basically, learn from last episode. Just kind of get the audio levels better. This time around, from playing around with the mics between the episodes, I found an even better setting. And shout out to Apple Technology. Yeah. So go ahead.
I think one of us should just hold it like this and get the audio from the phone, and then send it to the other person on WhatsApp, and then they post it.
Sounds fantastic. I think that'll be top level production quality.
I think that's kind of the standard sometimes.
Yeah.
But moving on from that, we've got an exciting motorsport weekend upon us.
Yeah, and you sound truly excited for it with the tone you just said it in.
I say everything in the same tone. Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, this weekend we got a rally in the morning. The rally should be going from, this is March 29th, 2026. Yeah, 2020, yeah. Yeah, March 29th, 2026. We got rally in Lamberts and Rock Hall. We didn't use a rally. Those things don't mean much to me.
I think Rock Hall is up by Elliott's. I think. I don't know where Lambert's is. We have the map, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, when the time comes to figure it out, we'll do that.
Do you know what time the first stage is?
Yes, 10 o'clock.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. The things I need to know right now, I know, which is the time and how long we'll be spending there. We'll be spending from 10 to 1. Because there are 2 events happening tomorrow, and those events are Rally Barbados, one of the stages.
So why are we staying until 1?
Because Rep Your Ride starts at 1, and Rep Your Ride, unlike Rally, starts on time. So.
Yeah, but if Rep Your Ride's going all the way until 6.
9.
9?
Mm-hmm. 1 till 9.
So we're going to be at Rally for 3 hours and be at Rep Your Ride for 8 hours?
No, definitely not. I got work in the morning, G.
Oh. So what time?
What time? Wrapping up Rep Your Ride? Probably at 5 o'clock, 6, depending on how exciting it is.
Wouldn't we want to be there for the finale? Wouldn't that make more sense? I think you want to go home and go to bed. But it's not you going to sleep before 9 anyways. Are you?
Sometimes I like, depending on how harsh it is.
Maybe it might make strategic sense to do an hour more at Rally. Depending on when the lunch break is.
The lunch break is 1 o'clock.
We'll stop at the lunch break or something.
Right.
Take a quick break and then go to Rep Your Ride.
Yeah, that's the point. That's what I did.
But you were. I thought you meant we going straight from one to the other.
Nah, G.
Nah. All right. Great.
Nah. Me and Dad dedicated. We ain't pay for this. Lose a lunch hour. When I even been open.
The process is the payment.
Yeah. Yes.
Nah, that's gay as hell. I want money.
Yeah.
Not from this. We have other ventures.
Yeah. Yes, I guess what are adventures? What adventures you got?
Can't tell them about the secret sauce.
You make a good secret sauce. So yeah, so more we got that rally. Still haven't figured out like what true angles and stuff. And that stuff happens a little bit beforehand, but a lot of it is just see what's there and shoot what looks cool in the moment. And
I guess at some point we should start being a bit more prepared,
nah,
but
dude. Nah.
it really doesn't make a huge difference.
It
Like
does
you
not.
show up, you're gonna get shots, have good angles, find a good spot. It's pretty much all there is to it.
Yeah, but a lot of that's subjective. Like what constitutes a good angle?
Well, yeah, it all depends on what story you're trying to tell and what you're trying to capture. I guess if we were there to just follow one person, it'd be a lot different than if we were just covering a rally in general and just trying to get highlights.
Yeah, actually, from you looked at the list of rally persons.
No.
Okay,
I
so
mean, I did like a week ago now. I completely forgot.
all right, you guys usually have the R5s. We have the WRC card. Are there any WRC cards left in the grid? I don't think so.
Are there any R5 on the car Rally 2 now?
There are some R5s left though, but I
Oh.
know. I think Dane's car is still WRC, so therefore.
Yeah, the legacy one, like the old ones.
Yeah. So there's still a few WRC cars on the grid. But from I think the cool cars you look out for are obviously the Solomon brothers, Yusuf brothers. I think they're brothers. Um, those they bring out their V8 BMWs.
That's crazy.
Assuming the E46 is finished. Uh,
Yeah, it is. I saw they had it out on track today
the E46 V8.
before we got there.
Cool. Wow. Congrats to them.
Mm-hmm.
The 1M V8 as well. So the two of them out. So this time around, Solomon is not driving his R5. He's driving his 1M.
Nice.
And Ahmed is sticking to the 46, but this time around with a V8 in it. So that'll be. Ahmed is a little bit far down the grid, so that's gonna be a little bit painful to wait until he shows up to then leave. But
not really. The grid moves pretty fast.
Sure. Cool.
It's the space between runs that really adds up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, so that's
glitching out over there.
Now I'm trying to see if they can pick up the mic, the bike, the battle. A little bit, but it's fine. Yeah, so there's two of them. Their cars are gonna be interesting. Mark, that'll be a good.
What do you think of the factory spec WRC cars versus like the home built crazy machines like Ahmed's V8, E46?
Honestly, I prefer the home built crazy machines.
Yeah, by far. I think like the spec cars are cool. I have a lot of respect. A lot of respect for them.
Spec or spec cars.
I have a lot of respect for them, but I think low key they're kind of boring because they're all just like you have a benchmark performance.
Yeah.
And it's just okay, which driver can extract the most out of the benchmark? But with your home built vehicles, they bring a lot more character to the grid.
I think that goes into what teacher just told us a little while ago, which is speed is boring.
Yeah.
Where we are gravitated to home built cars not because they're home built cars per se, a little bit, but because of what people do with them. So again, the Yusuf brothers, they style with their cars. Solomon wasn't styling too much when he was driving the R5. The limitation on the platform, not much drifting.
Can't really do much styling in an R5.
Yeah, unless you're a true crackhead. And even then, when you start to track crackhead stuff like that, you risk.
You're gonna break the car.
Exactly. The point of limit, the height of the limit on those cars is much higher, so therefore a lot more risk when it comes to approaching limit. And So that's maybe why, because I'm sure the other crackhead cars in the roster that we just don't really look at because the drivers don't drive them all that crazy.
I mean,
We gotta say,
potentially.
yeah. Although you were freaking out of the V6 last year, the V6. It was a engine swap V6. That was one of the higher up cars in Rally Barbados.
What was the platform?
I want to say BMW, but I'm not sure.
You
Yes,
just
it was a
know it was a
BMW
V6?
V6.
You mean the one that the Jaguar V6?
Yeah.
What about it?
That was one of the crackhead builds.
They keep calling them crackheads. Because
I don't know.
that sounds like a derogatory term.
Nah. Well, whereas
Just because your car looks like it was owned by a crackhead and it's fast as hell doesn't mean every fast car is crackhead built.
my car is not fast. It's some jazz that.
Put it on the track. Let's prove that. I apologize. I'm clearing my pockets real quick. I'm professional.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of interesting cars on the grid that aren't WRC spec, and I think that is what really gives Caribbean Rally a lot of character.
Yeah,
because you can't find these cars anywhere else.
The spectators carry Rally a big time.
Well, it'd be nothing without the spectators. What are they gonna do? Drive around for nobody?
Themselves.
I'm sure they get bored of that very fast.
Themselves, really. They just want to beat other people. But when you're in the car,
half the fun is beating other people in front of other people.
Okay.
If I beat you in a fight right now, that's no fun. If 20 people are watching, it's 20 times more fun. You, as somebody that likes to fight, should understand that now.
Listen to me, right? I don't appreciate you ultimately like that. But
you don't have to admit to it. You could deny the allegations.
The people is because of it could also be an internal battle where you want to do the specific sport or the specific discipline for your own development, not because you want these gratification.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely both aspects of that. So I can't say it's just one or the other.
Yeah.
I think I think that's why drifting is picking up now, because people like to see cars with more character and they want to see them not just driven quickly and neatly. They want to see some flair. They want to see style.
They want to see flames.
They want action. They want noise.
Yeah, they want to see people drift in the car and then walk out, start the crowd, and get back in the car, and the car's still drifting.
Well, I don't know about that. That sounds like the spinning that they be doing in South Africa and stuff. I don't know why.
Daniel did that.
He got out of the car. I mean, he took off the steering wheel, but getting out of the car is a whole different category.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anybody on that stuntman level in Barbados.
Yeah.
They stay in the cars for the most part.
But that's the stuff you get at Rappy Ride.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I think we got to give Rappy Ride credit for popularizing the drifting scene out here.
Drifting scene.
Well, at least in these days, because I know it was a thing back in the day, but kind of died for a bit.
Rappy Ride is fantastic when it comes to the management. Everything is a 10 out of 10 production. And every time I see it advertised and see it come off, and the organizers know this stuff. They know this stuff real good, and yeah, big props to them. And they are strongly contributing to the popularization of drifting in Barbados. Hopefully, it can continue to grow to the point where we start to see things like maybe a Caribbean-based drifting competition, where they saw a glimpse of it with Rappy Region last year. Rappy Region is continuing again this year. It's on the calendar. I think it'll be the last event on the calendar. And we saw a glimpse of what Trinidad has to offer, where their drifting culture is rich. Ours is young compared to that. But
yeah, theirs is like 10 times bigger. They have multiple drift leagues.
Yeah. And I think what I'm imagining is that someone had to have started Formula Drift, right? What's to say Formula Drift didn't pop out of nowhere, and Formula Drift took a culture that is Japanese and yes, Americanized it a little bit, but they showed it doesn't need to stay in one country. It needs to stay to one hemisphere, and I don't see any reason why it's not a limitation of space. Like Caribbean has shown that we can build a Formula level circuit. We can do proper drag strips. What's stopping us from doing, a drifting track? Where, I mean, I don't see any reason why Bushy Park can't remain that well-known drifting circuit. And it doesn't even need to stay on a track. It could be sanctioned events on roads like how Raleigh is, but instead of it being for speed, it's for style points like the toll gates, and so forth. So it doesn't need to. It can continue to grow, and I'm genuinely looking forward to it. It brings a massive crowd, and they have found a genuinely good way to monetize it. And that monetization, it needs to be there for it to grow. And I think that monetization thus far is pretty healthy. The advertisers and the sponsorship. I mean, Campbell mentioned it, I think, in our interview, where you can get money from drifting, whereas Rally you don't. And Rally is just a bar of rum and bragging rights.
Yeah, well, I mean, the money in all of it's kind of insignificant compared to the money you're putting out just to show up and compete. Like, you spend 70 grand plus on a drift car and then win 1,000. 70 grand might be light too. So
I'm pretty sure you could buy a 5 grand drift car and do okay in one of the
yeah,
drifting
but you're not
leagues.
winning the top level. I mean, like, to compete at the top level. To win the significant amounts of cash. I don't even know how much they're paying out in drifting. But
Okay,
the point is, it's insignificant regardless compared to your entry costs.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna make money on it. But the question is, can you offset enough of your costs to make it, worth it for you getting out of it?
I think you can even take it a step further where it becomes popular enough that you get recognized internationally and then become pro drifters from it. It can be a channel where it is an attainable channel for us in Caribbean or in Barbados to be recognized overseas and push that driving career for farther. So you buy your little 100, decide a rear drive, swap it, and it gives you an avenue for you to explore your talent. You recognize, oh, I'm actually good at this thing, and you build upon that platform. You decide one day you want to boost your 100 to give it a bit more oomph, and do your own in your shed fabrications to that 100 to make it do the things, have the things that the E46 of the world have from aftermarket. Do the same thing to your 100. And to those, you are competing with the same top tier with anywhere it is, and your vehicle has allowed you to showcase your talent. And somehow, because of the popularity of the rapping region, somebody hears, oh, you want to join a pro league in Japan or US or whatever, and your little hobby that you used to do in your garage has allowed you to step foot into the bigger realm. And it's because of the lower barrier to entry of the events like these that has allowed it.
So why don't you have a turbo rear-wheel drive swap?
I have no care for
Toyota
drifting.
100.
I have no care for drifting.
Well,
but I can see the potential. I can see similar to, okay, I thought of that
prove
because
it.
of chess.
Prove it's possible. Do it. Go buy the car and make it happen. Start drifting just to prove me wrong. You can't do it. You don't have the talent.
I've never once drifted in my life, so I have no. But actually, that reminds me, you have the talent for drifting.
Certainly.
And I remembered
I love drifting.
just one, I would say random, but at night, out of Dmax. And it was pouring rain, and I think at that time I started bad tires with Dmax. And the boys say, yeah, I'm going to sue some donuts. Everybody agreed. This Dmax is now packed with people, 4 of us. And in the area, we knew there's one area for sure where we could do donuts, but that area is going to continue to destroy tires, and the tires are already bad because of that area.
The parking lot opposite cost you left.
Yeah. That
Pure gravel. Cutting up your tires. Great for beginner drifts, but destroying tires.
Yeah. So we needed to find another place that was not that. And hunting about, found 2 areas that didn't make sense. You could do it, but we somehow did it. And I saw them I was able to somehow, I still to this day, when I look at that spot, I'm like, how did you fit the truck to do the spins in there?
I don't even understand it.
And somehow you got it done. And the one that really to this day is etched in my memory is went in the car park. Obviously, this is what 1 o'clock in the morning. There's no one in.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years ago.
Yeah, more than probably that. Went in the car park, and the car park because has good asphalt, so it's not really gripping up. We didn't want to truck that barely making any sort of.
And it was in the rain, of course. Or it just rained, something like that.
Yeah. So not much grip, and brake boost a little bit, brought it back to light up. And we're doing donuts, where there's a little bit of counter steer involved. But the peak memory of that was the fact we drifted out the exit. I don't know how this boy do it. I don't know. But the tire marks were there to show.
I didn't even remember that part.
The tire marks are there to show. Where you bought a couple of days later, you look at you saw the circles of the tire marks on the car part and the drifting circles exiting car part.
That picture is still on my old Snapchat somewhere.
Of the tire marks?
Yeah. So I went by the next morning and took the picture.
Wow. And yeah, so this one definitely had a ton. You know, is whenever growing up with a truck kind of encourages you to test oversteer a little bit. If you don't know how to handle oversteer and you're driving a truck.
Well, a truck without traction control, to be fair, because my mother's Hilux would never drift.
Okay.
Father's L200 would take your head off if it had enough power to. Yeah. Fortunately, it didn't.
In my experience with the Dmax, the
Dmax was much better to drift than the L200.
Really? Mm-hmm. It had more power or something? Or just the physics of it, the handling of it was easier?
I can't tell you exactly because it's been so long, but I could have done things with the Dmax I could never get done with the L200.
Interesting. With the L200, I started, when it would rain, I started to find a way to drive it lazily. So there were 2 things I would do. When I exiting corners, so I don't have to turn the steering wheel as much, I would kick out the back. So it just helps you turn. So it is basically utilizing the oversteer. And that I used to use it mostly through roundabouts. So instead of putting 90 degrees of lock, put me the 45 and use the back to step out and go around the roundabout and go along the day. And I remember with the Dmax, there was, when it would get hot, because the tires, they're great when in wet, great in cool, dry conditions. But because they actually are officially snow tires, we used to grease up on like hot days. And I remember I was doing a road trip, and we were well into our road trip, hot baking day. Turn the corner, I just feel the back just walk out. It's a gentle corner, not doing anything significant, but because the tires got so hot and they greased up, it just, I felt it. But because I'm used to truck just oversteering, it's very cool. Let go of the steering wheel a little bit, caster corrected it, and well.
It was snow tires?
Yeah. The Falcon Wave Wild Peak Altering 3s.
That's some real third world shit.
Nah. Nah.
Driving snow tires on a Hot ass island.
Yeah.
Some don't sound right.
They are officially, I guess you could say, all-terrain tires, but because of the rating of the all-terrain, they generally have the peak on it that classifies a genuine snow tire.
So they're not made for hot conditions.
They're made for all terrains.
No, all temperatures.
Nah.
Hmm.
Nah.
Slight oversight.
I mean,
Did they not have dirt all-terrain tires?
like what?
You said there's snow.
Snow because of temperature. You need softer compounds to work in snow.
Right. Okay. So they didn't have the compound for not snow.
No.
Hmm.
I don't know what that compound would be. That'll be a summer tire.
So they don't have summer all-terrain tires.
I don't know. I'm sure they do.
Right. Again,
Right.
third world shit. Got you driving on snow tires in a place that has never snowed, not even once.
Allegedly once, but
Allegedly.
in Welsh Mahal Gully enough years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, allegedly there. Yeah. So that's the avenue. I thought that the avenue route offer drifting because of, I guess, karting is one, but also chess, where if you start to do well, okay, no, chess is not a good example. Anyways,
Nerd.
what else do you want to talk about today?
How much longer do we have to talk to these friggin' people? God damn it. No, I'm excited to be here, guys. We love you.
I love their voice, I'm sure.
Yeah. No,
I don't even know that camera's still recording. I hope it is.
I hope it is. I really hope it is. If not, we're just here talking for nothing.
I think this is why you have 3 people instead of 2, or a monitor. I think that's why big podcasts people have that.
We're not professionals. Next topic. I forgot the topics, to be fair. I didn't write them down.
I am not surprised.
We're very good at this.
I know you started to say you asked about Verstappen and him wanting to leave F1.
Yeah, and then I realized I don't really give a shit.
Likewise.
If Max leaves F1. All right, let's talk about that real quick. Max Verstappen might leave F1.
OMG! Okay, cool.
It's a little gay.
Yeah. Let's just show the overreaction.
It's cultural appropriation.
Yeah, it's like girl voice. Let's try in a minute that.
That's racist. Anyways, moving on from that so you don't get cancelled. So yeah, motorsports and car stuff. What's going on with your car? You broke it again?
Engine might be knocking. Who knows? Actually, I don't think
Lovely.
So. From what I've heard so far, it's keeping a knocking noise and it goes in sync with the RPMs, but
sounds like a Subaru. Allegedly.
Not given the fact that I have 2 friends whose engines knocked recently, or something of the sort. Yeah, sounds all right. But
you're not
representing brands.
The allegations.
No, I'm not. I would say the allegations can be beaten if you have good precautions. And so far, a reason why I believe the engine's not knocked is that when last I drove it, it was fine.
When was that?
I drove it for a year yet? Yeah, I drove it for a year.
Yeah. A month ago?
Yeah.
6 weeks ago?
Yeah, 6 weeks ago.
Tough.
Yeah. But I honestly didn't do anything for it to knock, to be honest with you. I think it's just something is touching the engine or the exhaust and it's in sync with the exhaust pulses. And so if the exhaust pulses or the engine shaking, yeah, it's going to increase because the engine frequency changes. So I'm not concerned with that yet. I probably should be, but it'll be like that. So yeah, that's the car. I don't think anything else special there.
All right, so the car might be screwed, might be good. Hopefully it's good. Next topic was Q&A, questions from the audience. I forgot to post anything to ask questions from the audience. We're going to make up questions. Question number 1. Dream daily car for Barbados.
Mercedes-Benz GLA. I'm gonna go with a 45, maybe, or 200. AMG spec, AMG package. Is it?
You want a GLA45? You could have any daily and you want a GLA45.
What is it doing Barbados?
You can bring in anything. Price doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Mia said,
and look at what happens.
Mia shook your hand and said, I'm going to give you a tax break on this one. And you're going to choose a GLA 45 AMG. You could have a G63. You could have a GLE. You could have a E. Why a GLA 45?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, maybe a GLC 45.
You own an X5 and you want to go. Make this make sense, right? You own an X5 as your daily.
Yeah.
And you want the smaller, shittier SUV with a 4-cylinder when you have a 6-cylinder turbo.
Diesel.
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Like,
all right. Hear me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
The issue is Barbados roads allow me to actually get my genuine dream car. My genuine dream car would absolutely break.
Which is?
For daily, R6 Avant.
Good answer.
Yeah.
So let's just go with that. If it breaks, you pay to fix it. There's a person here that has one.
The R6 Avant. R6 Avant or RS4?
RS6 Avant. I saw it once. It blew my fucking mind. I was like, I can't believe that just happened.
I've been watching one of the YouTubers I watch, Smedia. He bought one recently. That car is so ridiculously complex.
It's got a lot going on.
It electronics on that car, like even to jack it up, you need to put it in, not to like put it on a hoist so it doesn't kill itself. You need to put it in pickup mode. Like to do a dyno pull on it so it doesn't kill itself or limit power or whatever. You need to put it in pickup mode. Yeah, I know from the Audi to change brakes, you need to do electronic stuff, right? Cool. But like the number of features this thing has is amazing. I could not fathom buying a used one of them and saying to myself, nah, I could maintain this and stuff. Nah, that's definitely a dealership more thing. Not even going to a shop man or whatever. It is for sure. I am going to a dealership, and only dealership will work on this because it's that bad. Yes, yours.
I probably should have thought of an answer in between roasting you for yours.
A Yaris.
No. M850i 2-door.
What brand is that?
BMW. It's M850i. Not the M8, but the M850i.
So why not the M8?
Just feels unnecessary.
Too much power?
Not too much power, because you can make an 850 as powerful as an M8 with just a simple tune and some downpipes. And I think that the 50i cars from BMW sound significantly better than the M versions. So like the N63 that's in the 50i versus the S63 that's in the M8. Yeah.
Let's have a little hiccup with this thing. If you burp, I'm not sure if this mic will pick it up.
If I what?
If you burp, I'm not sure if this mic will pick it up.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because it just burped. I was wondering if this mic just picked it up.
Well, Now the audience knows. I could have just cut it in post. I'll just cut this whole thing in post. Boom. M850. Yeah, no, V8 twin turbo.
Is
Wonderful noises, fast as hell.
and the M8 is what?
The M8 is. They did something different with the headers, so the exhaust sounds more like a McLaren than a muscle car, which I don't like. And for me, exhaust note was very important, so I would rather take
To
the
change
slower,
the
heavier car.
headers, and that's how they got the sound. Because the McLarens, V8s are flat plane, and muscle cars are cross plane.
Yeah, so it has more of a flat plane sound to it.
So
I'm
it's
not
better.
sure. Yeah, the engine is better. It's more responsive. It's faster.
It's
Blah
just
blah blah.
everything better, just not.
But it just doesn't sound as good, and that's a big problem for me. And it also costs way more. So it's like, why don't I get the one that sounds better and is more comfortable?
You sound like me a year ago.
It's more suited for a daily. Well, it's a daily, so I don't need a 600 horsepower M8 competition when I could just tune the M850.
Yeah, so you sound like me like a year ago. So asked me, yeah, you stay on equal length or is it equal length? It's like it sounds. I don't stay equal length, unequal length.
You were a faker. You don't like the sound because you want to put an exhaust on your car. I would have left it straight pipe forever. At least until I drove it for like a year and got sick of it. You haven't even drove it for like a month, cumulatively.
Okay.
When we get like 10 episodes in, I'm just going to make a compilation of me roasting you for your Subaru.
I'm sure all the best. See, this is you roast me, and you're just your daily life. Do I roast you?
You could.
I don't. What does that say about
It wouldn't be as entertaining. It would be low blows because you're in a much more advantageous position than me. Even though you have one broken car, you have two more that are working. I have one broken car that I've been trying to get rid of for like 3 months. And before that, I had another one. So I'm not in a position to talk. I haven't driven any of my cars at all.
All three of my cars have problems.
Well, two of them drive.
Yeah.
You gotta take what you can get in this
I'm
world.
not complaining.
We're literally stuck on an island in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the only reason I can live in Bermuda. Not having like a modified vehicle or the ability to experience car culture.
They didn't have cars over there.
Modified vehicles, no.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like interesting cars.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're cars.
Their culture is around mopeds / bikes.
Ew.
But
Disgusting.
the crazy thing is, if the disparity between the publicly accessible bikes and the police accessible bikes, you can't buy a bike that's larger than 125 cc's or 150, one into them. I think it's 125. The police bikes are liter bikes.
They're what?
1 liter bikes.
So you're saying the police were getting way better equipment than the public had access to?
There's nothing I can feasibly think of that can make a 125cc bike come close to a liter bike.
Kind of makes me think about how the police here have a 2025 Raptor.
What is that a Raptor gonna do to any performance vehicle in this country?
Well, I mean, the average person in the country can't afford a Raptor. They're driving around in
It's not about affording, it's just
beat up old crappy Japanese cars for the most part. Sorry, not to shit on my people, but you look around the vast majority of cars on the island, it's either like old Japanese car or like rich person in newly imported European or Range Rover. It's very black or white for the most part. And then you have like the small, like, gray area in the middle, like you. But yeah, Mia, please give us a tax break so we can get cooler cars.
Anything else you want to talk
I think that would be a good place to end it, honestly. It's 8:30.
Sounds good.
Right on time.
Yes.
Well, another famous line to close out on. Mia, please. We're broke. All the cars here suck. Trinidad is beating us. We need help.
How's that famous line?
It's not.
You said another famous line to end on. I thought you were quoting another line like how we did last time.
Oh no, I just meant I'm gonna say some outlandish shit, and then we're gonna walk off. Say the thing.
And on that bombshell, good thanks.